Liverpool, a city of music, history and legends. But there's more to it than the Beatles and nightlife. Today, let's explore the side of Liverpool most visitors miss. We're starting on Hope Street, right between Liverpool's two iconic cathedrals. Look up and you'll see the city in motion. The birds take flight, moving with the rhythm of the streets below. But Liverpool's most famous birds, they never move. High above us, perched on the Liver building, are Bella and Bertie, the Liver birds. These two have watched over Liverpool for over a century. Bertie faces the city, keeping an eye on its people, while his missus looks out to sea, watching over the sailors. Well. There's a legend that if the birds ever fly away, Liverpool will fall. It's why they say the birds are chained down, to make sure the city stays standing. Another story says that Bella is watching to see if the sailors return home. And Bertie, he's looking out for a good night at the pub. Either way, the Labour birds have the best view of the city, watching as the sun sets over the Mersey. But down here, the streets are just as alive. Lord Street, always busy, always buzzing. This is the heart of the city, filled with shops, street performers, and the sound of people going about their day. And then there's Kurt casually walking until someone stops him for directions. Because in Liverpool, no one is ever in rush. Time for a coffee stop, Rococo Cafe, one of those places that just feels like home. The seats are funky too. Coffee is okay, but interior makes up for it. A painting catches my eye, an old archway, detailed and dramatic. It almost feels like it could be real. Just a few moments later, we're walking through a similar arch, leading us straight to the Liverpool Cathedral. Up some stairs and I feel so little. At 6'3", I'm usually the tallest person in the room. But standing next to Liverpool Cathedral, I suddenly feel like I need a stepladder just to make eye contact. Liverpool's Anglican Cathedral is the largest in the UK and one of the tallest in the world. The stonework, the Gothic design, everything about it is grand, built to remind you just how small you are in the grand scale of time. From here, the view stretches across the entire city. You can see the streets, the docks, the river, and even where we're headed next. Remember, I said that there were two iconic cathedrals in Liverpool. Well, Metropolitan Cathedral is iconic for resembling a spaceship. Liverpool's Chinatown is the oldest in Europe. The Chinatown Arch was a gift to Liverpool from Shanghai. How nice. The gates stand tall, the lions guard the entrance, and if you walk past, you can feel them watching. Time for another coffee, but this time on Bold Street. Bold Street is known for its independent coffee shops and is often called Liverpool's coffee quarter. You pop in for a coffee, but before you know it, you're deep in a conversation about ethically sourced oat milk and somehow signed up for a pottery workshop. And just when you think you've escaped, a tarot reader tells you your future. And it's mostly just you spending more money on Bold Street. Liverpool's unique streets make it a perfect backdrop for Hollywood movies. That's why films like Captain America, The First Avenger, and The Batman were shot right here. Right now, we're near St. George's Hall, a stunning landmark featured in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. But just across the road is another hidden gem, the Walker Art Gallery. Inside the Walker Gallery, history sits frozen in time. Greek sculptures, classical paintings. It's a place where Liverpool's artistic soul comes to life. But sometimes the art takes an unexpected turn. Take this statue, for example. I'm not saying the artist made a mistake, but someone definitely got done dirty here. And then there's Queen Victoria, standing tall, powerful, commanding attention. But from this angle, well, let's just say the design choices were bold.
Jesus.
Even Kurt looks confused. Shocking. Time to reset with some fresh air. Sefton Park, one of the best green spaces in Liverpool, and right in the middle, a fountain that might look familiar. It's almost identical to the one in Piccadilly Circus, because Liverpool and London, they share more than you think. Same grand fountain, two very different vibes. In Piccadilly Circus, you're dodging tourists, taxis, and people dressed as cartoon characters. In Sefton Park, the Eros fountain is just as popular, but instead of selfie sticks, you're weaving through joggers, cyclists, kids on scooters, and about 47 overly excited dogs. The park's lake is home to some seriously entitled ducks and swans. They have zero fear and will judge you harshly if you turn up without bread. Welcome to Crosby Beach, a quiet place, unless it's windy, which is always. This is what I love about Liverpool. One moment you're in the city, the next you're walking through sand dunes surrounded by open space. And now we head to the coast, Crosby Beach. This isn't just any beach. It's home to one of the most hauntingly beautiful art installations in the UK, Anthony Gormley's Another Place. Walking along the dunes at Crosby feels different from anywhere else in Liverpool. The wind, the open space, the sound of waves crashing against the shore. It's a part of the city that feels untouched. The Iron Men statues stand here watching the tide roll in, so obviously I had to claim one as my throne. And we're off, straight to the lighthouse. That simply says a quiet place. And that's exactly what Crosby Beach is, a space to think, to breathe, to slow down. But we're not done yet. Up ahead, there's a figure standing alone, facing the endless horizon. The waves come and go, the tide rises and falls, but he doesn't move. Silent, watching, wondering. Is this crazy tall Latvian guy is going to climb me too? And then there's one wearing bunny ears and half buried in the sand, like he lost a bet with the tide. Performance art, Easter spirit, or just classic Liverpool humour at its finest. From the streets to the sand, the statues to the sunsets, Liverpool is more than just the Beatles. So next time you visit, don't just stick to Matthew Street, go explore.